Good afternoon. I call the Committee on Student Life to order. Item 1 is the report by Vice Chancellor. I call on Vice Chancellor Denise Baybank to give her report.
Thank you. Thank you. And good afternoon, everyone.
It's an oldie.
As you know, the past few weeks have drawn particular attention to the essential need for food security across our nation and the impact of the government shutdown on SNAP benefits. Our students, of course, are not immune to the effects of the devastation and the demoralization of this disruption and the uncertainty of not knowing how long the disruption might last and how long their food access might be maintained. And as a result, they wind up suffocating in quiet uncertainty. Across the university, we have 23 food pantry operations. Some are physical spaces, some are grant processes, but all are critical in meeting the food security needs of our students. Any student is eligible to receive services at any of the pantries, and already this calendar year, our pantries have experienced over 157,000 visits and an additional distribution of over 30,000 bags of food through the Fresh Food Bag Program to meet the needs of our students and their families. With the recognition of the debilitating circumstances, the Chancellor allocated funds to the food pantries and all of the campuses to aid in the continued support of students, turning to the campus pantries for needed food and supplies. The campuses are applying the funds to restock depleted shelves, extend their distribution across the campuses, and to be responsive to demand beyond the usual. Some of the more specific ways in which these additional funds are being used include Queens College's work with Rethink Food to stock their refrigerator with ready-to-eat meals, and this funding will be helpful to continue that throughout the balance of the year. For Lehman College, they are initiating a snack corner initiative to help address students' immediate food needs. Each student affairs department will establish a snack corner offering students access to free grab-and-go snacks. The goal is to provide convenient, stigma-free support to students who may need a quick bite between classes and to those who are struggling to afford regular meals. The School of Labor and Urban Studies support for their food access initiative that provides one-time mini grants to students to purchase groceries has been supported with these funds. They exhausted funds, and the allocation will allow them to address their wait list. The School of Public Health will provide digital grocery gift cards in denominations of $25 to $50 using their emergency food process, their emergency fund process. And that committee meets on a regular basis to review the applications and to offer financial assistance. All can apply, and funds are distributed on a first-come, first-served basis. For the CUNY Graduate School, to make sure that we understand that the reach of the circumstances is far beyond our undergraduate populations, they have seen an increase in students using their services over the course of the year, especially among their international students who are more restricted in how they can be employed and who still find themselves in critical need. And so it is with those situations that we have been able to make a difference and to offer support to our student populations who are often seen as privileged and not in need of additional support, but the reality is they too suffer the ill effects of this kind of disruption and the demands on our food supplies. With that, I'll end my comments as my report, and we'll re-establish when I introduce our students.
Excellent. We'll take up the following items for approval. Action item 2A is the approval of the minutes for the October 6, 2025 meeting. I move the approval of action item 2A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That passes unanimously. With no more policy items, we'll move on to the information items. Item 3A is a report by the University Student Senate. I call on Chairperson of the USS, Akeem Pollock, to give us a report.
Awesome, no problem. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well.
If I could just, this is Akeem's first report as the chair of the student,
Yeah,
in front of the student life, so.
Yeah, thank
hey.
you. I'll play well. No pressure. I just click it to go ahead, right? Let's not change it. Oh.
There's just a bit of a delay.
I want to.
Look at that one.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing me.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, so good evening again, everyone. I'm Akeem Pollock. I'm the 39th chairperson for the University Student Senate and the newest trustee on the City University of New York Board of Trustees. I'm really happy to be here and representing the over 240,000 students across the CUNY system. Here, this is just some images of our vice chairs. They were just elected between October and November. We have Bianca, who will be serving as our vice chair for fiscal, Fatima, the vice chair for international student affairs, Sean, evening and part-time, Damir, senior college affairs, Wei, tech fee affairs, Tyler, right here, community college affairs, and Rhoda, who will also be serving as the vice chair for legislative affairs. And a lot of our vice chairs have already begun working with the vice chancellors responsible for these areas, and we're looking forward to do some great work this year. Our mission this year is to champion student rights, enhance access and affordability, and basically improve the academic and campus experience across the entire system. We want to ensure that we're amplifying the student voice across our municipal, state, and federal levels while fostering a unified student community across CUNY institutions. And this is something we found, especially since this is my third year in the University Student Senate, and this is one of the major issues. You know, students don't feel like CUNY is a community or a community that it can be, and we'll be working to get that done. So our theme for this year will surround building a stronger CUNY. This is continuing our initiative last year, where we're prioritizing strategic advocacy surrounding points such as infrastructure improvement, system-wide cohesion, like I spoke about, and ensuring access and resources for all CUNY students. So we have three main strategic goals, starting out with access, ensuring that all students can fully participate in academic and campus life. One of our main initiatives, free Metro and Omni cards, we'll be continuing that as it removes the transportation barrier. We had a lot of momentum last academic year, and I know the Vice Chancellor last week did mention that they're even increasing the budget ask in the CUNY fiscal year request for this. So we'll be pushing this. When it comes on to resources as well, we're looking at the tools and funding. We're looking at CUNY Cares as well as mental health support. And as I spoke about again, cohesion, building that community that we'd like to see across the system. So in closing, this surrounds our plan to build a stronger CUNY. We want to focus on access, which means getting students through the door. But resources also means that when they're through the door, what do we do to help them to succeed? And the Chancellor always, and I love his speech at the State of the University, when he spoke to the fact that CUNY is supposed to prepare you for the future. It's not only just to get the degree, but what do you do with the degree? And we'll be working with that as well. So that's really the end of my presentation. I have some colorful stuff right here. Really touching on the specific advocacy points, but I will definitely be meeting with everyone here in the future. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I want to welcome you and Tyler as well, and you're one of our fellow trustees now, so
Thank you.
make sure that you can use us as a resource. Talk to any one of us about anything.
Definitely. Thank you.
So I'd like to go back to Vice Chancellor Maybank, who would like to introduce the student speaker before we go into executive session today in the committee.
Deontay, you want to join us at the table? There's a nameplate for you here. Okay.
Thank you so much.
So today we are, in the spirit of the month of November, honoring veterans and a salute to our veterans. And so if you can believe it, the person who I've asked to join us at the table is a veteran. And Deontay is a former part of the Marine Corps, because you're not active now.
You're never a former
Excuse
Marine.
Excuse me. I apologize most humbly. He is a Marine for life.
Point of order.
Sorry, I apologize. And is a student at Bronx Community College, pursuing an associate's degree in engineering science and computer science, and is expected to graduate in 2027 with that degree. He'll tell you more about what happens after that. He is a veteran peer mentor for the Bronx Community College and is employed as a senior mechatronics and robotics technician for C&W Services. He has a variety of interests. I'm just going to call them off because I've got quite the list in front of me. Robotics, computer programming, computer-aided design, reconstruction, drawing, choirs, skating, cycling, baseball, football, track, hiking, community service, rifle range, physical fitness, motocross, writing, music, technical labor, exercise, rock climbing, and marathon running. So he just has a few things that occupy his time and attention, and he's going to share a bit with us today about his CUNY experience. Deontay, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I would like to first thank Dr. Maybank and the CUNY Board of Trustees for giving me this platform to speak. Second, I would like to start off by telling you about my day. I woke up this morning to my alarm at 6 a.m., and I went back to sleep until 8 a.m. I scrolled through my email to find deals for the holidays and remembered I had to stop for groceries. And as I was wandering down the grocery store aisles, I thought about what presents I would get for my family for Christmas. The United States Department of Veteran Affairs states that as of the year 2022, the national average for veteran suicides is 6,407. That is an average of around 18 veterans per day. The New York State total of veteran suicides was 138 veterans in the year 2022. All the freedoms I described earlier have been afforded to me and to all of us in this room at the expense of the sacrifices made by the young men and women who chose to give up their freedoms to ensure that our democracy and our right to choose remains intact. Many of those individuals are now students at the City University of New York, attending all 26 campuses. As a child of poverty, drugs, violence, and death were not an everyday occurrence for myself, but ones I was familiar with, being born and raised in the hybrid section of the South Bronx, which is a stark reality for many children and students now, as to those who grew up during the area that I did. And I say all that to say, as I was growing up, I never saw a way out of my circumstances I was born until I was already an adult and decided to join the military. Through this decision, I would gain the structure and discipline I needed to make changes in my community. As a student veteran and the chapter president of the Bronx Community College Student Veterans Association, I advocate for the voices of veterans who have made sacrifices we will never know and paid debts we can never repay. I advocate for the young boys and girls who share the same complexion as me and who aspire to be engineers and doctors, but I see them as future problem solvers. And I say all this to say, as a veteran, I understand for many, the battle doesn't stop once you take off the uniform. Transitioning out of the military is one of the hardest decisions many veterans have to make, and a decision that many make alone with no support when they return home. Even as student veterans, we struggle to relate with everyday citizens, as we have our own perspectives from our experiences and the things we've done while serving in the military. Because we are not the same person as before we served our country, I can only speak from my perspective. But I know it is the reality many student veterans are living in. My experience is not my own, but of many. And there is still, apologies, and these are the leaders of our communities who we should care and nurture for. So the next time you get a chance to speak to a student veteran, don't say thank you for your service. Ask them what you can do for them. Thank you.
Well, Deontay, first of all, let me ask, what can we do for you? First of all, Semper Fi, and thank you for defending my country and my city, and I appreciate it. How long were you in the Marine Corps?
7.5 years in the reserves.
Oh, excellent. And how long have you been at Bronx Community College?
2 years.
Okay, well, most people are. Is there anything that you can think of in particular that we're not doing for veterans? Several of our campuses are Purple Heart campuses. Food pantry programs and micro grants. Is there anything you can think of in particular that we're not doing that we could help our student veterans?
From talking to veterans on my campus and other campuses, I've seen that a lot of veterans are currently struggling with homelessness. They won't talk about it in open spaces like this, but it is something that they are going through. A lot of veterans suffer with food insecurities, even so with their families, trying to provide for their families as they have trouble finding jobs, getting out of the military. So a lot of them choose to go to school as a way to help their families because they receive their benefits.
No, thank you. Does anyone else have any other questions for Deontay? Go ahead.
I don't have any questions. I just think, thank you for all you have done. You're like super interesting. You can be in the elevator with anyone. With those hobby lists and the things that you're able to do, I'm like, that's what I was doing as I was writing down all the things you were doing. I was like, you can bump into anyone and have something in common to do. So thank you for all you do and what you bring to the table and representing not just the veteran community, but our student community. And, helping us acknowledge what we can do moving forward to support you and many others that have done so much to support us. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, and I just want to join you and say that I'm very, very grateful for your service to this country. And you started off by saying what you did by waking up at 6. I did the same thing, went straight back to bed. But I'm really happy. You're definitely a part of the CUNY community, and anything we can do at the University Student Senate as well, we're willing to help in that regard. You spoke on food insecurity and homelessness. Those are two of our action items, 2 things we'd really love to solve this year through many of the CUNY programs, and we'll definitely be working with VC Maybank to get it done. So thank you very much.
Akeem, I'm certain you have veterans in the Senate.
Yeah, definitely.
Perhaps you could have Deontay come to the plenary session.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love that.
Helpful if we could use his knowledge to advance the agenda, and certainly any resource that we can provide for you. Please let Vice Chancellor Maybank know, or we'll switch information after this is over.
Thank you.
Vice Chancellor, do you have anything to add?
Yes. So, as I always say, I thank you for assuring my freedoms and the liberties that I have as a citizen of this country by your service. So thank you for that as well. And I want you all to know that Deontay has a commitment to the Bronx. He didn't necessarily go into that detail, but he certainly offers a whole lot of hope for all of us in that he wants to make the Bronx better and to be certain that he lifts New York as a member of the CUNY family. And he leaves me with hope for this Thanksgiving season. When the world is complicated and uncertain, I recommend that you find within yourself the place of giving and gratitude to anchor you to what matters most. Leave the softness of your fingertips on the hearts of those whose lives you are privileged to touch. And we get to touch the lives of CUNY students. Happy Thanksgiving to you all, and thank you.
Thank you, Deontay. With no more information items on the agenda, I'll now move that the meeting convene into an executive session pursuant to Article 7, Section 105F of the Public Officers Law. I'll ask anyone who is not a member of the committee or part of the significant staff to step out, but first I want to shake this young man's hand.